Hello viewers, welcome to this tutorial. In the previous session we dealt with CSV, and this is an advance of what a CSV could actually do. So what intrigues me about CSV? Why should we use CSV? This is the point. Now CSV handles each and every row in the file as a list. Now that is interesting, meaning if you are good at handling lists, then you are good to go. Is that the only advantage? No. Now there are several things you can actually do. What if you have more than one values on a row within a file? Okay, so in this value we only have just this stuff we have here. So you see countries here has only one value within a row, one value within a row, one value within a row. So there are normally no match values. So I created another file which is countries updated, and I had countries with their status and their population here. Okay, so this is Ghana is good, it is bright, that's the status. All right, and this is the population. Each and every country is good and bright, and this is their population. Okay, so let me kind of add a little population to Ghana's value here. Okay, so this is not biased, they are too small. All right, so I want to add more to it, and you can add each one to every country you want, no problem, as much as you want to add. All right, so this is what we have here. Countries, their status, they have two status. Okay, or two statuses, so good and bright, and this is their population. All right, so this is what we want to jump into now. So what I have to do is to change the name of my file. Oh no, change the name of my file. Okay, we have countries updated, so be careful of this error. So you see, make sure you use the right file name you want to use, have your extension. Okay, anytime you press the enter key by default, it uses the extension twice if you've not deleted the previous one. And be careful to use the right access mode. Don't have right here and be using read, it will not work. Okay, all right, so let's continue. I'll explain more to you as we go. So if I run this code, it gives me all the rows as a list. Now interestingly, there are so much things we can do with it, because it gets to a point within our code where we like to display these individual values within different drop down lists. All right, so you will need to classify each one of them differently. So there is something else we can do with the code. Let's jump. We have the first for loop here. Now I want to make another kind of nested for loop, so a for loop within a for loop. Okay, I've not really taught that in for loops, but let's check it out here. So I have for. Now notice this current value is the entire row for my file. Okay, my file is actually the data we have in the file, and this is the entire row for one file. Okay, for this particular file. So this is the entire row, meaning that the variable current value is replaced with the whole row, and CSV handles it as what? A list, meaning we have a whole list of rows, or a row of lists. I don't know how you're going to put it in English. Within the current value. Okay, so we have all those values within current value, so meaning we can handle current value as a whole list on its own. I know that intrigued you. So that is what we're actually talking about here. So we have for value. Now make sure you don't be duplicating values and say for current value in current value. Okay, no, don't be duplicating. So you can simply say for current row. Okay, or maybe current column, or maybe value. I want to make things simple. So for value in current values, make sure you don't bring my file, rather current value. Okay, because current value is now a whole list of a row. Okay, and I say print value. So see what happens if I run this code. I have my first print, okay, which prints the whole current value on its own at the top, because I've declared it up here. All right, I have it up here. And the second one is the individual values within that current value. So you see, after all these values are unpacked, we can actually do something with them within our code. Simple. It makes everything easy, it makes everything nice, it makes everything perfect. So if you want to display each and every value of this, or make comparisons with them within your code, it makes it simple. So this is why you actually need to use CSV if you have more values within a row. Now let me explain to you actually what a CSV is. Now CSV means comma separated variable. Okay, so if you hear CSV files, meaning comma separated variable files, and they are normally stored in Excel worksheets. Okay, they are stored in Excel, and this comma gives it the opportunity to store each and every value within a different cell. Those of you who know Excel, you know the cells. Each and every box, let me put it that way, each and every box you see in Excel actually consists of each one of this, and it separates it because of the comma. Okay, now another thing I want to reveal to you: do not leave spaces like I have left here. I left this space intentionally. Don't leave the space within CSV lest it works as such. So if I go back to the code, look at what happens here. Each one of this has no space between them. All right, this quotation mark shows the value within this or it shows the string. Okay, it shows the string value. So this is good, this is bright, there is no space between. But if I go to Madagascar, look at what happens. Madagascar is perfect, okay, but after the comma I left spaces. Now remember this space, this is what I'm talking about. No, not this side. All right, this is what I'm talking about. I have spaces here, okay, but I don't have spaces at the top. Now don't focus on readability here, because this is actually a file. We are not going to work with a file, we are working with the programming, okay, and the software. So it's the Python that is going to read this. If you leave spaces for the Python, it handles it differently, because instead of good, Python says this is space good and this is space bright and this is space 5 7 and all the numbers. No, that's not what we actually want to do. So check here, we're inside the string. It is not good, it is space good, and we have space bright and space population. This is not what we need. And check the display up here, okay, this is Madagascar and all these ones are indented. Why? Because there's a space in front of them. So when dealing with CSVs, don't leave spaces before the commas, okay, just close them and close all of them. So leave no spaces, it helps you. So if I save this code and rerun what I have, now check, everything is perfect, no spaces. So in CSV, do not leave spaces. It kind of alters what you actually want to do. So this is one interesting thing you can actually do with CSV, which helps you to unpack all your values you have and deal with it so nice in a way. So let's go back one more step. I want to teach you something else. Okay, if I run this code, which we know by default we have let me take this one out, okay. All right, if I run this code, we have each and every value. Ghana, this is the previous one we had, okay. The countries, I've changed the file name. All right, so these are the ones we actually have. And what I want to do is to remove these stuffs, okay. There are so many things around it, you know. I want to change the list. Let's try this to see if it will work. So I say print current value and I say index 0 and I run the code. You are good to go, okay. So don't really bother about those quotation marks around it. No, remember your list tutorials, okay. Just remember the list tutorial. So you're handling list, if you say index 0, it only prints index 0. So instead of bothering about how to remove this stuff, so don't, make sure you remove this stuff, because if you paste it within a drop down list, it brings everything, okay. So make sure you know how to remove them. So just be smart and say, oh, index 0, and I know you guys are really smart, and after running this code you have it like this, okay. So this is just one simple thing we can all do within our code. It truly helps, and this is one reason you should use CSV, especially if you want to deal with Excel sheets, or moreover if you have several data within one row. And also if you want to be smart, as you are already smart, and bring this kind of thing and say index 0, it makes everything simple with your life. So thanks for viewing. Watch out for the next tutorial. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. Like the videos if they're informative for you, and moreover hit the bell to get our updates. Thank you.